Oh, this is better, isn't it? Might be in here in quite a while. Literally gonna just stay here for honestly just like 10-15 minutes. And it's funny because where I am now, I'm actually parallel to a bit of river that I actually stopped at like a couple of days ago. I can't remember what I did with the footage, either if I deleted it or did something else with it. Uh, but yeah, slowly getting organised for Keldy. Found my bag that I used for when I was in like Southport and Stranraer, for packing and everything. Um, yeah, it's nice. Like I literally just didn't want to do too much today. I was just like oh god, like honestly, like I mean yesterday I'm just gonna watch the dogs very carefully because this is gonna be flipping out. There's flies all over the place. Oh dear, this is the benefit. This is the disadvantage of having dogs with you. Well, to be fair, if they're gonna try to go in this bit of water, then I'm gonna go by the riverside, coming home. I literally my original plan. Well, no, the thing is, you see where I'm looking now, but like further down, like at the bottom of this wall, where the water is, it's all quite muddy and everything, and they've just tried going in. Oh, this is just really nice actually. I'm not gonna lay down or anything because then I will fall asleep. God, honestly, this is such a nice spot. Like I don't sit enough, and I'm literally looking at where I'm at now, and there's a massive field behind me. The biggest is privately owned, which is sadly the annoying bit. Uh, God, I actually had a dilemma with my weight. I was kind of like thinking, oh God, I'm a right fat bugger, and okay, so like my my mum actually got me some trousers recently, some like new 3/4 shorts, and they said XL on them. I was like, I tried them, I put them on. I was like, wow, they felt quite tight around my waist area, and I felt quite, I don't know, just like sad about myself from the weight. But then no. But the thing was, I actually thought I hadn't weighed myself in quite a long time. So literally, I weighed myself last night. Not the brightest idea considering I'd had just a full tea and I was still in clothing. And it came up to 15-12. I was like, oh god, okay. Um, and then I weighed myself this morning and it was 15-4. Because what tends to happen with me is like a yo-yo diet effect, like a slingshot. Like I'll get to a certain weight and I'm like, yes, I've done quite well now, and then I just put it back on. So I'm at the point now where I could just, if I'm at 15-4, take it down a notch, like into the 14 stone area, and then get like down to like 14-8, 14-7, or even 14-6 to fair. And then if I get to that point where I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna yo-yo diet, like back up a bit, then it's going to like a 15 stone bit instead of like the 16 stone bit, which I thought I was gonna be at last night. I'm not turning my Strava off either because I think when I was further up along, I was in a spot where it just said H signal, which is not a good signal at all to have. So trying to reset my Strava and everything to like get it new, it just didn't work at all until I got all the way to like Bosch again, and it just started working again. So leaving it running, leaving it going. I actually forgot to bring my watch with me as well because I was like, I just thought, oh, do you know, it's so nice just to be out, and then I put it on charge, and I just never put it back on. So at least when I get to work, it will be fully charged. This is one of them spots I can come on my own with as well. Come here on my own, I should say. Because the thing is, like, you'll know, like, if people do this, you'll know, like, if you're doing this, it's like, oh right, yeah. But then if you've got dogs, especially two of them, then you are watching. You're doing this, but you're also really watching where they're going. hence the whistle. So the joy actually, if you come on your own, then you've got no worries about the dogs just trying to jump in or out like that, or try to run off or whatever. Literally only working 2 days this week. It's honestly great. I mean, compared to like last week, you are not going. Don't go in. Stupid. Don't go in. If I'm gonna do this and be here with the dogs, and they're just gonna not listen to me, then they're gonna go. I'm gonna walk past the riverside, because then they can get wet then. This is good. If I find any spots like this when I'm out on my travels, whether it be Chester, Newcastle, and then all that way up, if I see any spots like this, I'm not gonna hesitate and stop. I'm not hesitate and not stop. I'm gonna stop and do this. But if it's like, the thing is, if it's like this and there's just absolutely no one around, then yeah, it's acceptable. Because like, even though I'm like watching my back for the dogs and everything, I'm watching, I don't know what. But the thing is, if I'm in a public place, like say for example in Newcastle, I haven't looked into the area fully, but like if there is a park there, and there's a scenario where I can actually do this, boy, I'd be careful, or I won't even do it. Because if it's quiet, then yeah, but I'd probably not. Like, I'd rather film countryside, because it's easier to film it, and two, it's safer to film it as well. So actually, my aim is just to, I think it's, I'm going back to wearing my shorts, when I'm wearing them, they will stretch over time. Because I thought I felt quite fat, and to be fair, I don't feel, I mean, it doesn't help when I have a pizza for my dinner yesterday. Not really. See, literally now, that's the key now. Having the aim for the weight loss, and now go vegetarian for like a couple of days. At Keldy, by any chance, if there's anything vegetarian, I'm going to go for it. Like, that's the aim. Like, but the thing is, the things there will be expensive. I mean, there's a supermarket like half an hour away from Keldy, so it's all right. So it makes sense to go to the supermarket and get what you need. Then you don't have to go to the shop. And I will say now, even if with this footage, I have zoomed it in a little bit, but if it does turn out that you see a tiny little bit of the wall, I'd rather that than have my phone too close to the edge and it go in the river, well, the pond. I'd rather have it a little bit like this than it actually go into the pond. And I know when I'm doing this, my battery's going to go down, obviously, but the thing is, I think after this, I'm just going to probably walk back home, really, yeah. Because the thing is, when I get to the end, which I'll probably do another time, hang on, I'm on a late tomorrow as well, so I can actually walk to the further end as well. So I could just do this exact same route, but then go straight to the end. And then do the loop around tomorrow. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense to do that. And the thing is, right, even though I'm going to aim for like losing weight and everything, and like, alright, I'm just going to be completely good and everything, I'm not going to cut out crap. I'm like, if I, for example, I'm like, I want a biscuit, I'll have a biscuit. I'm not going to completely just say no and cut everything out. Because you can lose weight in the way that you're gonna be successful but not feel depressed. Um if I just dieted and just ate and I felt negative about like not eating all nice, you've got to treat yourself every now and then. You can't just avoid everything. I mean, literally, I've got like a Kit Kat in my hand, and it's a little one. It's not like a massive Galaxy bar that you get from Tesco for like a quid. See, when I'm away on trips, I'm not gonna. If I want that, I'm gonna have it. If I want a treat like that whilst I'm out on my walk or wherever I'm doing like that, I'm gonna have it. Because if I'm like in Berwick, for example, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna get that because it's unhealthy. Trust me, with the amount of walking I do, I actually earn or feel like I deserve to have something a little bit unhealthy. And you've just got to counterweight that with something that is. See, the thing is as well, one benefit of actually doing a late is having this experience of just being able to be out and about. Because something I noticed when I was doing my shifts was when it was really nice weather, you you're only really getting to go out for like a couple of seconds. Well, not a couple of seconds, but like a minute at best, and then you're back inside. Which is not this. This is just like enjoying being outside. But then when I get to work, I'm like, oh, I've already done this. I've already sat down for wherever. I've not done a big walk or anything. Because I did a 7-mile walk yesterday. Right, and I'll explain this, right? Yesterday, if I had worked, it would have been my 7th shift in a row. If I had have worked. So, because I didn't, I find it a bit coincidental that I did 7 miles of walking. And the thing is, I didn't take it seriously. I just walked naturally. I just walked nice and slowly. There was points where I stopped. I just stopped. And this is the thing. I've always been that thing about aiming to do a certain distance in a certain time limit. And honestly, like, when the weather's like this, and you're like, oh God, I've got to do this time limit, got to do this distance in this time limit, you're making it shit. You're making it shit for yourself. Surely when it's this sort of weather, you just want to be out in it. Don't think about the ticking clock, you don't think about the seconds, you don't think about the minutes, you don't think about the hours, you just stay in it. This is better than, because like there's times where I've done like 8-9 mile walks, which are quite rare, and then I've come home and not really enjoyed it. I could have enjoyed it a lot more than I could have done. Whereas like, I feel better, even though I think I've only done like 1.5 miles, to be fair. But this is good because the dogs can actually explore the area, and I can see where they are. Actually, I should just turn around so I can actually get a better view of them. And this is better because the dogs can free roam around on this bit, which is quite good. And I don't have to walk them. That sounds lazy, but my fatigue has gone down quite a fair bit. And yes, it will have been because of my weight, but it's just you realize. I mean, I realise like where I live is such a lovely place to live, and there are so many little hidden wonders that I'd be surprised a lot of people my age don't know about. Don't go in. There's a lot of hidden wonders around where I live that people my age wouldn't really go to. I mean, I can't say reasons why because there's multiple. But like, I can't think of many people my age that would happily do this for leisure and for enjoyment. Oi! Coming up! Up! Yeah, basically one of my other dogs has gone down to the river on the other side. Oi! Come. Yep, on the other side. Right, I'm going to turn around and not look at the pond now, and look at the river. You know, I've downloaded, I should come back up now. I've downloaded YouTube Studio to my phone, which actually keeps an eye on what videos are private and what are not private. A lot easier. Because on the normal YouTube, you just flick through and it's like private, private, public, private, public. Whereas like having that filter for what is private and what isn't is so much better. And I've got something like 120 private videos on my channel. So literally when I'm like hitting 1200 videos of uploads, it's like, here's to the next 100. But I'm like, I've got over 100 videos that are private. So if I, for example, didn't make a damn thing until those 100 videos extra go up, then I've already hit 1300. But in the course of then, from now to wherever in the future, then I'm gonna make content. I'm making this now. So it's not like a walk and lots of different footage put together. It's just this, but it's about knowing the spots, picking a good day, picking a day when the weather's good, and then getting going. Hi. Right, I think I'm going to give the dog some treats as well. And the thing is, I've said it a couple of times, but this idea of doing like the stopping and film and whatever, I'll do it in the different locations. I think I'm probably going to best do it in the hotel rooms. Right, sit down. Good girl. Oh no, you should have sat down. Right, good girl. Right, just sit down. Good boy, he can't even stand. He can't even sit down, he's that excited. Right, sit down. Sit down. Good boy. Right, I'll give you two more. Sit down. Right, good boy. One more. These are nice. Tasty minis, chicken and duck flavour. Right, last one. Sit down, Chester. Good boy. He's that excited he can't even sit his own arse down. I'm literally probably going to have some noodles for my dinner. Then I could probably do with getting some more carb killers and Science and Sport gels. Wow, I'm at 20 minutes. I'm going to let it get to probably 30 minutes and then I'll stop. Because even though we're going away in like a couple of days, let's just think actually. We're going Friday. So even if I got a delivery, if I paid for some today, it'll come tomorrow. I'm going to get going in a minute. Literally sat here and not seen a single person. There's a few flies around though. Oh, I could have some fish for my dinner. Yeah, fish will be better. Prefer to have fish for my dinner. Right, gonna call it a do. So thanks for watching and goodbye.